Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi.
Oh, my goodness. No. Okay. All right. And go.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna. And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for, and apparently we're hosting it at the Indiana Raceway Park today with the sounds of the neighbors.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear that.
I don't think you can, I pray, but
no.
We can, and it's so distracting.
Well, it doesn't... we tried to figure out what it is. We thought maybe it was Call of Duty.
It's definitely a car. It's a revving car.
But I think it's Call of Duty because there's a new Call of Duty out right now. And I think they've added cars in there. What are you doing?
I wanted to text Dean to ask him how he was feeling.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, while you text...
Right now?
You go ahead, text Dean. I'll tell them what we watched this week.
Forget. Go ahead, yeah.
So, we... Pop. Oh.
Sorry.
And now it's going to ding the phone when he texts back, too. So
It's
just be
ding
ready.
to you now. Oh, your phone's
My
off.
phone's on silent. So we watched season 4 and 5 of OC, and we're going to put them together in one episode. Just because we were watching OC, we were going to put it up.
I'm glad you just said that because I already, in the matter of minutes, forgot
what we watched.
What we were supposed to be talking about today.
Yeah, so we watched season 4 and could have put it up probably on the Sunday like we were saying, but you'll see I literally don't have a lot written for that one, so we just felt, you know what, we'll just throw it in on Saturday with 5, and then if you're already listening to this on Saturday right now, tomorrow, Sunday, we'll be putting up season 6. We're going to try to do a little double upload, so hopefully we can get this done by December, is our goal. Alright, so let's tell who the Housewives are for this season.
Well, thankfully, it already is starting in the more progressive manner. Oh, I'm sorry, hold.
Oh, you got your text back?
So it is 2009. This aired November 2009. So we are a little bit more technology
Tech
savvy.
Yeah.
You were still cooking. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cooking?
Yeah, you were still cooking, and oh no, you were 9.
What the hell are you talking about?
Were you watching? Well,
I was 9. Yes, I was 9 when this season came out.
I'm trying to think if you'd be hanging around while I was watching it though.
No. The episodes.
I was in the
from
process of getting divorced, actually.
On the way. I thought you got divorced in 2010. 11.
Yeah, but it was
Not yet.
Yeah, there was cheating going on.
Oh.
Not by me.
She was having her own housewife storyline going on.
Oh my God, was I ever.
No, I'll just say this. From the shows that I remember watching when I was younger, New Jersey, I definitely remember like season 1 of New Jersey very vividly, which I've already seen that, but I remember that one. A little bit in New York. OC, but I'm thinking later seasons.
Yeah, I don't think, I think you were later to the game.
Oh, I remember you watching Atlanta season 1 mostly. I do remember
they were crazy.
I remember Atlanta. That I will say, like some things, mostly like all that crazy stuff with Nene and what's her name, Kim Zolciak. Those are the ones I like remember. So it's like I have like a weird gap of like first Housewives and then some like new stuff, and that's kind of it. That's the most I have on them. But yeah, the screen is filled out now. I think it's the bars are touching the ends of your TV now, or your computer screen, or whatever you're watching it on.
Yeah, you just could see they have the full blown format is in place now
because they have had now. I think they have probably Atlanta and New York starting.
And
to
I think they've established with the women that like you're on the show, you have to interact with each other, you have to go on trips with each other.
4
you have
though,
to do
still
things.
didn't have a real reunion. It was still a confession on the watch.
Yeah.
5 actually has a real reunion. Like this is the first real reunion.
But I think they've informed them like you're not just going to be on the show and say no to things. If you're on it, you're on it, and you're doing it the full way. And that was very challenging for some of the wives that were on this show this season because not every husband was down with that.
I will say in season 5, I don't know how true this, but Gretchen said that Slade didn't want to be on it with her.
I think she just said that.
Well, no, but she said that the show said you have to have him on the show because he's
whatever's
part
in
of
your life. Yeah,
which is true.
You can't just not. But so the Housewives were Tamara again.
Yeah,
she came back. Vicky came back. Gina was there.
She was there.
Gretchen.
Gretchen's a new one.
Yeah. Well,
Gretchen was new for 4.
Oh, yeah. She was new
and
for 4.
Lynn was also new for 4.
Lynn was new for 4. She was friends with Gretchen, and
Lori leaves this season.
And Lori was gone, and so enter Alexis.
No.
Wait, then what is
Stop jumping to 5.
No, why do I have Alexis here then?
I don't know. Lori left halfway. Lynn was to replace Lori.
Wait, so when did Gina leave in season 5?
It's in season 5.
Then this is season 5, and I don't know where 4 is.
All right.
Wait, maybe I have 4.
All right. Well, I'll
confused
start with
now.
Vicky. Her storyline for season 4 is kind of her and Dawn's relationship is struggling, and they're gonna have to figure out a way to pull it together. I really some of these for 4. I didn't have many thoughts. 4 was just kind of for me. My one comment on Vicky is, how does she have Wi-Fi everywhere she goes? The limos and the cars. How do you have Wi-Fi? It's not just you have reception on your phone. Because now if you have reception on your phone, you can
here's season 4.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
If you have reception on your phone, then you can, text, go on Safari and all that.
She does say it doesn't work all the time.
But she still has it somehow. I'm she has a little Wi-Fi pack. The only plastic surgery she's gotten is wiring a Wi-Fi router into her body.
They're probably somewhere stationed in her hip or something.
Yeah, like in Star Wars, how you get a mechanical enhancement. That's what she has. She has a Wi-Fi router inside herself.
So both her kids are home for the summer. Vicky wants to sell the river house. Nobody else but her son wants to do it. Don't laugh, it's not funny. She wants to buy a stinking yacht, which doesn't make any sense. Which is
foolish.
Because she doesn't have time to go to the river house. She's not going to find time to go down to the yachting.
Boating. And it's not a yacht. It's a little boat, okay?
It's considered a small...
It was a boat.
It's bigger than just your average boat, but it was not worth to me $1 million. No.
$1 million? That's how much it was?
That's what it was, $1 million, and she claimed she was getting a deal on that.
Oh my God.
She was trying to justify it by telling Dawn that it would be cheaper to have the boat than it is to keep up the river house, which is I think she said it was $500 or $600
a month. Which, what are you keeping up with that river house?
You probably have to pay taxes, insurance.
Oh,
and
I thought you meant having people go and clean on the off months. But I guess
maybe have people clean, make sure the water has to stay on, the heat has, you can't, your pipes will freeze. I don't know what.
No, they're in. Where is it? In California, right?
No, this is Havasu, which is where? I don't know. Well, I forget. I forget. But anyway, she basically.
You know what? She should, if she's so business savvy though, she should rent out the house while she's not there.
Well, that's what the daughter said. I think she's if it's that much of a problem, then rent it out or something like that. Which I don't know why she wouldn't do that, but
Airbnb it.
It didn't work out. So thankfully, she's not selling the river house because there's still so many more fun times.
Really?
Yeah, the river house is always a good time. And Brianna is.
I really took no notes for them.
Well, Brianna's going to nursing school. I cover kids and what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't care.
Brianna's going to the nursing school, and then she is teetering on going to the military to be a military nurse, which is wow. I could see her doing it, but she doesn't end up, thankfully. No. Michael finally graduates from college.
I'm constantly teetering if he's going to be part of the insurance or not.
Yeah, I think he finally does in the end. Seriously does, though. Not what he's doing right now. Season is down. I believe he does do it, but I think he doesn't know what to do with himself. Because if you see him in season 5, you see what he's doing, and it's a good for you, kid. And I guess that's what you should do at that age. But, Vicky is really...
Girl, what the hell? Are you here with us?
No, I'm trying to read this. It doesn't make sense. I wrote, Vicky is really laying the Dawn is not cutting it down this season. I can't even break that down. Sometimes you could be oh, I know what that was.
Yeah. Nothing.
Vicky is really playing the Dawn? No.
Lying about Dawn?
No, wait. It's L-Y. It's L-A-Y-N.
Laying.
Can't be. because she's having problems with Dawn, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she's saying that Dawn is not cutting it.
Yes, you're right. I think you're right.
Not cutting it.
Not cutting it, which is true.
I don't know what down this season is.
On this season.
Probably on this season. Let's see. No, because why would I hit the D? Well, anyway.
All right.
Dawn's not cutting it this season. Let's just say that. And
yeah. Which is what I picked out for her storyline this season.
Yeah, it is all about that.
Gina.
I wonder if she did that to have the one that she had for the next. Or did she just realize, like, that she looked real crappy?
Maybe. Then for Gina, which I didn't take a lot because Gina's so boring. Take? I said she finally separated from Matt and is starting to date, and somehow
still not divorced.
Somehow here though, if you look at my comments, I wrote, "How does Vicky always have Wi-Fi here on Gina's as well?" So I felt a little guilty that she didn't have any comments, so I just threw her a bone.
Her kids seemed like they were playing nicer together, like they were getting along a little bit better.
Yeah, because I think they weren't all hanging out, which is what they said. When they separate and then come back together, they're more tolerable, which is horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible that you have to be away to be nice to each other, but that's how we gotta do what you gotta do. But the husband was still living in Gina's house. That's just the sad part.
You would just hear the door go,
yeah,
and then she'd be like, "Oh, guess Matt's home." Like that was pretty much it.
But how about the one scene that you commented on where you said she was commenting on him or something like that, and then she goes to see if I know, I had my head turned. She goes to see if the daughter was home, remember? And she goes up into her room and she just randomly starts straightening her hair.
That's like pinched
and
straight
then
already.
Leaves and then goes and talks about Matt, and then goes into his place to like get his clothes, and then says, "Oh, I'll just have Holden. What's Colton. That's why it didn't seem right when I wrote it. I'll have Colton pack him up or something like that." And I'm like, what the? And you're just like, what the hell did she do? She went from straightening her hair
which did need to be straightened, and also
questioning, was that straightener on? Because if it was, somebody should be getting in trouble for leaving a hutch.
I don't think it was on. I think she was just cold straightening that hair.
Those straighteners are hot as hell when they're on. So if that was still on, somebody should be getting in trouble.
Which I think would be her. She was home alone. Unless Colton was doing a little straightening to his absolute, like, what that
crew cut
he had? Maybe. I don't know. And then because I have them in such an order, I had that Lori was here for this season, but she ends up leaving because everything with Josh is just too much, and they say in the end that he was sentenced to 8 months in prison.
Yeah, he got himself in a whole heap of trouble.
That's just the last we hear of Lori and her storyline. I think the last episode we said we looked it up and we looked into Josh. So just go ahead and give yourself a Google search on, like, type in OC Lori and Josh, and
it's not good.
You'll be in for a surprise.
Not many of these house kids
have turned out very well.
No.
Probably Vicky's are the best.
Yeah.
Out of this show, at least.
Yeah, not very good.
And then I have Tamra.
Yes.
And I have that she's struggling to continue to control Ryan, and she's also trying to move on from her parents' divorce.
And you want to know what I wrote down her storyline was?
Maybe was this for season 5?
No, you're right.
Oh,
you're right.
Okay.
I wrote, doesn't have a real story this
That's
season.
true. She doesn't really have
except starting trouble with Gretchen.
That is true.
She
does do that.
I think she was there just to start trouble with Gretchen, because the new housewife, Gretchen Rossi, she really goes in on her, like,
first.
Here's the thing though. So might as well jump to Gretchen.
Let's just go to Gretchen because I don't have anything else to say on Tamra.
Gretchen's big storyline is that she's dating Jeff, a much older man,
who's 23 years older.
23 years older, and he does have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
They were together a year before he got the cancer.
Like a year and a half or so?
Yeah.
They were together a year and then he got cancer like a year and a half to being in.
Yeah. So she gets brought in through Gina, who is showing them a house. Which I don't think they probably even needed. I think they were just doing that to, like, find an angle to
because that's how Gina brought in Tammy last season.
Yeah, and that's her connection in. So she doesn't really know anybody. But I don't think. But they seem to, like, be okay with her. You really start to see Vicky's little quirks of not liking the new girls.
I put that down. They, like, this season, or at least Vicky especially, even in the newer season.
Yeah, this is where she really started to
Vicky really
give them a hard
takes
time.
like the new girl, like,
yeah,
you're the new girl here. shut it, listen, learn, and you don't get to pretty much do anything your first
season. She's real rough on a lot of people. And of course, they got Gretchen. She's a gold digger. She's looking for money. She's with him because he pays her. Yeah. All the storylines. I really...
Well, I think I accidentally might have wrote that into next season about her.
I don't really know if I think she was with him for love or money. I really don't know.
Okay, but here's my thing. It could have been a little bit of both, but I put him up for my season 5 comment for her. In season 5, after he passes, she goes all the way back to where he lived to check on his kids.
Yeah, because I think she's a genuinely nice person.
So, I don't feel like she was like... I have to disagree with Tamara on this. And here's my thing. If this man was sick and he was paying her, why not just find yourself a pretty nurse and pay her? Somebody who actually knows how to administer the medicine and will actually know how to take care of you, instead of just her.
I don't know.
Because, they were showing her the needle and she was all, scared and stuff.
And the thing that... I don't know what that sound is. And the thing that cracks me up is, Tamara's big thing, especially at the reunion for this last season, was that...
4 or 5?
For 4. Some guy called Tamara and made a big stink about, Gretchen dropped him off and left him some... Here's the thing. Once the show aired, it's open season.
Which she, even herself in the season 5 reunion,
if that
which we saw, happened, Tamara says that people from her life were calling her as soon as she got on the show, and that's what makes... Simon in the end think that she might have been cheating on him as well.
Well, that's the thing that cracks me up. It's if this person had called during the show, absolutely, I believe it then, probably was a legit thing. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they waited till after the show ended,
well, they might not know when they're filming, but...
No, but close to the very end. No, what I'm saying is not that they waited till the end, just the fact that they had the ability to see the show. Yeah. Know she's on it. Know the storyline.
Oh, sure.
So they could make a thing out of it.
Yeah.
Make her look bad or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they said it and I missed it, but how did this guy know Tamara? I don't know how he knew her.
I don't know how.
I don't know how he got linked to her. They didn't say how
they got her number. They never.
Because that's my thing. That it's how did he know?
There's stuff. I think stuff comes out going forward about this still.
Well, because they were still referencing it, even this. We're on season 6 now, watching. Oh, Sissy.
She's really trying to do a full blown turnover with that body, and
Hi, Sissy.
You so seepy.
I will say though, I had one thing going into this. I thought Gretchen was a really mean, evil person.
No, not at all.
I think looking back on it, very because I do remember
she
Beverly Hills.
She can get mean because of what they do to her.
I think because I'm keep in mind when these first aired, I was 9. I think I got her confused with Brandy. I thought back in the day she had the same I thought she was the Brandy of this show. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I ever got I remember she was really out there, but I thought she was evil.
No, because I think she was loud. She's very loud, very fun loving. So I think that's where she gets.
Here's my thing though.
Reputation.
When I didn't see this online. I'm just trying to remember from what I remember when I was little. I think you could have had an episode of Beverly Hills on. I could have seen that, and then the next thing I know, I saw you playing OC, and I just saw a bunch of blonde people, and I was they're the same people. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you look at them, a lot of them are hard to tell them apart. Yeah. So it is very.
And we also had a comment on her laugh. Her laugh, we both agreed, sounds very much, if you've watched Victorious, Cat, that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
It really is, and I just think that's her genuine laugh.
No, truly. Yeah. Oh, no, it is, definitely, yeah.
And then we have one more new housewife.
Oh, God.
Lynn.
Lynn.
And she has 2 daughters, and I wrote she's married to ... I don't remember, I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, what was his name?
Frank? Wait, was it Frank? Frank? I didn't know if that was... Okay, I got it. Well, I literally wrote ... But her storyline, simply...
Can't control her kids.
I said has no control over her daughters and their drinking.
Nope.
I didn't have any comments on her, though.
For a brunette, she plays a ditz really, really well.
Yeah, I had more comments on that, in the second, season 5, because I just feel like she is, so, to me, she always looks like she's,
she looks like she's high all the time.
Not high, she looks nervous, she doesn't know what she's going to say, literally, that
when somebody is, speaking, it doesn't make any sense.
Holding her hostage behind the camera, or something. It's so weird, because it's she's I know I'll get in my head sometimes, think about what I'm saying, because my anxiety, but it's so weird.
Because in season 5, when you listen to her, season 5, when you listen to her talking to Frank, and it's she just starts rambling words, and none of it really is truly making sense. Like, it kind of makes sense, but not really makes sense.
You know what's so
like,
funny? I just started watching Pitch Perfect, Bumper in Berlin, and they were like trying to be like, oh, I'm just like, you know, I don't even think about anything I'm saying, and then they would be like, I don't even know how I'm gonna end the sentence, and they would be like, peanut butter hot dog and a car or something like that, like something real absurd. And I feel like that's how she talks. Like, she doesn't know when she's gonna end her sentence, so she just says stuff.
The funniest thing though is apparently she does really well with those cuffs.
She does. She still has it to this day, which I think is funny that she's struggling with these kids, because I went and looked her up.
No, she does really well.
Well, now she's posing the cuffs with a couple blunts rolled in pictures now with it. So I guess she embraced that high brand and just went for it.
She was doing, back then, they went to make the perfumes in Fred Siegel, and she said, I'm going to go talk to the sales rep or whatever and try to get in on it.
Yeah.
And she did. Like, you saw her talking to somebody, and then, like, the next thing you know, she's, like, taking pictures of something, and she's saying that they're coming over to view her cuffs and all like that. I'm like, wait, what the hell?
But here's my thing, like, are cuffs that big anymore? Like, back then, I think cuffs were big, because we were even just saying,
I don't know.
I was like, look at the glasses and the clothes.
If you look at all the Housewives, they all had them on.
But at this period of time.
A lot. Like, they always had them on.
I was looking at maybe it was season 5.
I mean, I don't.
They all had cuffs on the arms that they were holding the oranges in, which I thought was like kind of
even like just when you see them in the scenes, like they have them on it, and they don't have to have it, but I guess they like them. A lot of them said they really liked it, but
cuffs were really big back then.
I don't know how big it is now. Like, if she has something else going on, she
had more like I can't say the word jewelry.
She could have expanded, but
yeah, no, she had other stuff there that was that. Like, I don't think she had cuffs posed with the blunts or something. She had something else posed with them. My overall thoughts, this is definitely where you see that Tamara and Vicky are going to become the close friends.
You see them forming the bond.
I mean, even though they fight throughout this season and next season a little bit.
They fight all the time. But they're still, you still see they're ultimately they're friends.
Yeah.
And I think, because apparently she said something in season 5 that they used to go on family vacations and stuff. So there was some point that obviously they all got along enough that they would, like, that was what I think their beef was that they went on vacations, like, outside of filming and stuff like that. So they've still built a friendship.
And I thought at first, in my opinion, I was like, oh, I feel like the Gina and Vicky were like the first real fight, but I think in the end I'm gonna go with it's probably Gretchen and Tamara, because that first fight where she calls her gold digger is now still ringing all the way into season 6. I feel like
a lot of the things she said, because in this one she had a lot of comments about Gretchen. She first has I don't know which order it comes in, but there's one where she makes a comment about hold on to your daddy's girls.
That's the first one.
That's a big one that comes back. But she tells on herself and tells that she said these things. And then she tries to get her naked wasted, which is a big thing at her party. That one rings out a couple of seasons long for sure.
Oh, they just played it in the preview for season 6.
Yeah, they still come back to it again. Because they're holding their grudges really long and fast. And then there was something else that she said too. Well, she asked her about when she went away and Jeff was sick. That was another big one. It was like, did you go to Bass Lake? Did you go to, like, that was a big one that they play all the time. She had something against her the whole freaking time. It was ridiculous. And she was very into her business. And it's like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Do you have any more thoughts on season 4? Shall we move into 5?
Well, the only thought was that, I know. I think I'm thinking of Gina, but yeah, she's got nothing.
Okay.
Well, Gina was struggling financially too, right?
Well, we can lead into this with season 5 right here.
Yeah, they all act like they're struggling financially.
The economy.
I don't remember the economy they being that bad back then.
Well, this was like 2008, 2009.
Here's my thing. Well, here's the thing for me. Let's be honest, folks. Back then, I was struggling every damn day because I was a stay-at-home mom. So I was no.
She says it like we're still not struggling now.
No, but I just meant, like, I had no money to play with. So it was like, you know.
So it was the same thing.
You're a whore.
No. So let's go into season 5.
Actually, if you were, we'd have some money.
What? If I was... Oh, you can't keep saying that word. So in season 5, we'll just say Gina ends up leaving. And I simply wrote, leaves because she's poor? Was that kind of her reason?
I think that's what it was, because I wrote she left in episode 3, and she said it was because she did not feel valued by the other girls. However, I wrote
it felt more like she didn't have money to flash, so she left.
I felt like she was struggling financially, and I think she was embarrassed of that. And instead of like
owning
giving
it.
Yeah,
Own it.
owning that as her reason. She said that the girls, she was undervalued by the girls, and
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
so,
they were all fighting with her too at the same time. So I think it was like an easy excuse.
I think it was coming out where it was making her look bad because Vicky was commenting on that Gina came and asked her for a loan.
Yeah.
So I think there were things like that were coming out that was like, not so swift.
Not making her look
Yeah, and like the kids weren't home. She was still dealing with the husband. He had gotten an apartment somewhere, but like was still back in the house.
He got so he would spend the months on this during the baseball season with the oldest son, and then he'd come back in on the off season, live with her in that little room.
Because the son was still playing ball.
I think he's still playing ball in season 5.
Kara switched schools to UCLA. Holden, as I said, or Colton, he's getting better. He was being a little more respectful, a little more, I think he was also being less ignored. So I think that was his beef.
He was the only kid there.
I think that was his beef because he was actually like nice to her when she started. She went out on a date or something.
I don't know if that was this season or season 4, but
I'm just saying, like, he was.
You
could see him being nice and kind, and like he could have been a real jerk talking to her, but he spoke to her, nicely or whatever. But they made like a whole big, like how you were saying, like scene of like her shutting the light out like that. She's like, you gotta go. So she, it was a bit dramatic.
Obviously, it's Housewives. And then Vicky, for season 5, she is repairing her relationship with Don, and also it's like / Brianna may have cancer. Was kind of big for season, like that was.
Oh yeah.
5 storyline for
her. She takes the.
So I read one of my comments. Sorry, I started laughing in my head because I was gonna let it up. I read one of my comments for Vicky. It's my favorite comment.
Is it?
I love at the end. It's towards the end of the season of 5. She just randomly is sitting there and she calls Jim, that's Alexis's husband, right? A smelly dork. Like,
well, it's so appropriate. I do not like Jim.
I don't like him either. We'll get into him, but she just caught me so off guard with that. She's just sitting there and she's like, I thought Jim was gonna come. That smelly dork. Like,
so Alexis is a new housewife. Tamara comes back. Vicky
we should have said who.
Well, because we jumped in with Gina. Gretchen comes back.
Yeah, so everybody.
Lynn comes back.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
Gina leaves, and that's where Alexis comes in at episode 2. So I'm thinking they already kind of suspected
that
Gina was leaving. Yeah, I think they said maybe one more episode, and then we'll
close your storyline.
We'll work you out. Yeah. And I think
which is something that I think is interesting that they do here. Like they close out the storylines.
They don't. They don't let you leave.
Quinn's just gone.
Well, yeah, but that was an end of the season gone. Like this is different. Like you're in the middle of the.
No. But I'm just saying maybe they knew like.
Yeah, she sucked. She had to go. So now Vicky is the only original housewife.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
She ends up losing her title in the end.
Takes a long time though.
No, I know. I'm just saying. She's still now like even if you go back, like technically Luann screwed herself by doing that little switch up. Yeah. She got her title revoked.
There's a lot of little shockers this season, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see your expression when you found out that Gretchen was dating Slade Smiley.
Yeah. Because that is kind of her storyline this season, is dating Slade. And then also starting her beauty line with a little bit of, like, grieving Jeff. That's really it.
Yeah, they do just show a couple of little pockets of her going back. Like
like in the beginning mostly, and then towards the end.
Meet with the kids. And the thing, here's the thing that makes me believe that she was with him for the right reasons. Because the kids, the one girl even gets on the screen. Remember I was saying to you, she gets on this thing and says, I don't like it when people say that, Gretchen was just here for my dad's money because we know she really wasn't, and this and that. And look, let's all be honest. If somebody that you get together with ends up having money and they want to share it with you, what you gonna say? No? Like, what fool would say no? Not one of those women on that place would say no. They're just lying. It's just
the same thing that if you
the earrings.
Had the earrings in Beverly Hills. No. We all know you wouldn't give up the earrings. Don't be a liar.
Please, that's just, it's not happening. So.
Oh my, I have a look at all my comments for Tamara.
And she even said,
Tamara and Lynn have a lot.
And even Gretchen said, like, people seem to think that Jeff was like a gazillionaire. He was
not.
No,
because she ends up
rich.
saying that the money that she got basically had to go to the house because his
he was in a deficit of like $3 million, and he left her 2.5, which was it's nice to know that he left her something, even though it didn't work out that way. But so
And then also one of the biggest things, mostly with Vicky, is the girls trip that happens.
Oh.
Which I have to back her.
I do too. I back her on that. I feel bad for her. So the new housewife, Alexis. Yeah. We'll kind of sideway into it with her, I think, because she's part of the reason this happened. So Vicky was down in Florida, decided to invite the girls down.
She was on business.
Yeah, she's like, I'll stay. Why don't you guys come down? We'll have a girls trip. It'll be really fun. Probably would have been really fun, except that Alexis, who was kind of brought in by Tamara and Simon, it seemed.
Yeah.
He knew the husband, and that's how kind of they brought them in. They're very, very, very religious, very Christian. You wouldn't know by the way she dresses or the size of boobs she has or the amount of makeup. Or
even the way they act, because it's not very Christian, like the way they truly act.
She does try to repent sometimes, because she made that comment when they had the pastor over that she said it was ironic that I should have held my tongue better or done better. And then the next day I go to church and the sermon is about holding your tongue, and she's like, I guess that was for me. So I mean, look, I don't ever think that Christians have to act perfectly, because they're human. They're not going to be perfect, but there are certain things, like I feel anytime you act inappropriately, not that that's excusable, because usually it's somebody getting you on that. Like that whole fight was off the cuff. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
So that's a person getting you. But when you go out dressed inappropriately or something,
practice what you preach.
That's like, to me, it's like where I feel like that's intentional, because you went, you thought about what you were going to wear, you put it on, you looked at yourself, and you're like, oh, it looks good, even though my, it's down to my hoo-ha, and, my twins could knock you and crack a nut, I mean, it's...
Well...
Her twins,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
She has twins. She has 3 kids.
I don't mean her children, though.
Maybe. And then her husband, my thing with the husband is, he looks like Guy Fieri without the blonde hair. He looks like a knockoff Guy Fieri.
He's so weird and so
He looks like a Guy Cold. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Her storyline, though, is literally just pretty much her being religious, and then her husband's controlling, but she won't admit it.
No, and she serves him like a damn servant. Which, listen, don't get me wrong. I used to do stuff like that for your father, but he did appreciate it. He wasn't like Jim, where then told me what to do or told me not to do things. Or
well, he would there was something too with surf and turf, and he was like, just admit it. Admit you didn't know surf and turf.
Okay,
and he was
listen,
blaming her in front of the waiter.
I thought that was stupid, because here's the thing. Yes, ultimately, surf and turf means you're getting a fish and a meat dish. However, typically, surf and turf means you're having lobster and filet mignon. Yeah, basically it's the filet mignon
steak.
So, steak. So, it's typically when you see surf and turf, that's what you're getting.
Yeah,
so
I'm
she was
vegan,
not wrong to assume that.
No,
but in this instant, in this restaurant, it happened to be crab and whatever. So, he likes belittling her to a certain degree.
Yeah.
He liked making him, and I feel like that's horrible, because she did do a lot of little things that I would have been like, dude, get up and get your own damn butter on your bread.
Not changing the diaper, the fact that she would have had to leave the little slumber party that they were having to come in.
You never got your diaper changed by your father. If I was home, it was always me. But if I left you, he would change your diaper.
Yeah.
No one's asking you to go up there and change it when I'm home. But the fact that if you ever called me and said I had to come home because you couldn't change the diaper, oh boy, you better figure that shit out.
When I get home, you better be leaving.
You better flush her in the toilet, do
what?
Your bottom or whatever, spray it down. I don't care how you clean it. I mean, if it was something out of crazy,
one of those poop explosions up the back.
I mean, that's okay. But even then, I'd have to deal with it. Just deal with it.
You put them in the bathtub, clean them off.
I just think it's ridiculous. But
put one on. I don't even have a kid.
Because the husband is so controlling.
Trying to get back to the girl trip. Let's get back here.
Because
it's fine.
We broke her down at least now. Yeah. But because the husbands are so controlling, and of course Simon, who
I think he saw a lot of Jim's behavior and adapted that, because he wasn't as controlling.
No, but I think it's because we thought, they say on the show that he changed jobs and got into the tequila business. But when we looked it up, it said that he got fired from the car dealership. So that's not really changing jobs by choice. She made it sound like he decided to get out of the car business and get into the tequila business.
Which, who would do that?
Huh?
Who sits down
nobody,
and goes, you know
nobody
what?
would do that.
I'm going to get in that tequila
He knows
business.
nothing about tequila, so I don't know who would do that.
This isn't like today where everybody's just making tequila because it's so big to make tequila. I'm sorry, sir, but you're not Kathy Hilton.
No, but I think because of that, because he like
the loss of the job,
the loss of the like they weren't
the
having a
son
lot of
was
money.
still misbehaving.
Yeah, they weren't having a lot of money. They were talking about downsizing their house and selling it.
Yeah,
like I think
he was trying lot on them.
Yeah, but I think he was trying to grasp control of whatever he could,
yeah.
and the only thing you can control is her. And I think he thought Vicky was trying to like pull her away, so like it would just be another thing. Because I do think deep down, if you see him when she gets that tattoo on the finger, and he's not in favor of tattoos either, like he was genuinely touched.
I had some thoughts on the tattoo.
Well, I think the tattoo was just foolish, but I'm saying his reaction.
When we get to Tamara by herself,
but I'm saying his reaction to it was, I felt it was very genuine.
Would disagree.
Really?
I felt when he saw the tattoo. Hold on, let me find my notes. I thought that he was actually more shocked that he didn't tell her where she was that day rather than
I think in the beginning he was
more like shocked that she lied to him.
Well, no, because he said, I thought you were going to tell me something bad, like you cheated or there was another guy. But then when you see them, yeah, and I definitely think he was like that in the very beginning. But then when you see him when they're just talking together, like he's like holding her hand and he's like, this is the most selfless thing you've ever done for me.
No, but
and even that was a little bit of an insult to a certain degree.
Because you said it kind of sweet. He said, "That's the most selfless thing you've ever done."
I think he was crying.
He said it very monotone.
Because he was getting yeah, but he's like that. But he was getting ready to cry. Like they were teasing him, and he was getting ready to cry.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't like him, so I never looked at him.
I don't like him either. But I think he did genuinely love her. But I just think he got swept away in trying to control her. And then, like you said,
we're supposed to be talking about the girls' trip.
I know. And then, like you said, no, I am. And then, like you said, because he saw how Jim had Alexis under control, he wanted a little bit of that. Let me get that control. And he thought that if he
Tamara and Alexis are not the same at all.
Not at all. And I think he thought if he like hung out with them, he could kind of corral her into that. Yeah. And like, so now, of course, he saw Jim is not letting his wife go away because they never go on trips separate. So they basically invite
dog fight.
Yeah, they basically invite themselves to the Florida trip.
Yeah, which I think is funny that she won't go on Alexis won't go on a trip without her husband, but those 3 kids, see ya, bye, see ya. Like they're fine at home with the nanny. It's fine, just see ya. Like I thought that was so weird to me. That she would just all right, bye kids. Yeah, but. Moral of the story, I'm gonna back Vicky on this because here's the thing: the closest fight you could equate this to is Aviva Dresser in New York.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: one, her husband was coming to get her down there physically because she couldn't get on the plane.
Yeah, that was a different story though, because he
didn't want anything to do with them.
No, he was willing to be out of sight. They actually wanted to interact on this trip with them.
Yeah.
He was just trying to get her down there so she could enjoy the time with the girls as well.
Yeah.
And that was a whole nother story where she just wanted them to thank him profusely.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was crazy. But this was, I mean, they were making fun of Don, and I'm thinking Don is the only voice of reason. He gets it. It's a girls' trip.
He also said he had work to go to.
But yeah, but he said I wasn't invited. It's a girls' trip.
Yeah.
So why would I invite myself on a girls' trip?
What they were trying to bring it back to now was because, well, now the issue is too, now Jim and Simon are looking at everything from like, well, listen, we can control our wives, so Don, you should get on this boat with us because they're looking at it.
It's like, no, you're crazy.
No, because here's the thing. He said that also there was another trip that he wasn't invited to that he was a little upset on. So now they see it as a repeating thing where they're like, oh, look it, now she purposely didn't invite him, where he's like, no, I kind of knew it was a girls' trip.
This was a girls' trip, and she sold it that way, and they agreed to it. Which is what
housewife trips are. Yeah, I mean, this was like the first real trip. But yeah, they're girls' trips.
Sometimes they all do agree to bring the husbands, but that's different. That's when they all agree. Yeah. They did not ask her. They didn't even say anything to her. And she said that. Like, maybe if they had said that, like, it would have been different. But
and it wasn't their trip. Like, for example, when they went to like Aspen and Beverly Hills, Mauricio was there because it was his trip. Wife.
But I think it was good probably to have a guy there for, like, you know, that snow and all like that. But I'm just saying, like, this was a straight up, like, not a trip they all got together and said, like, when some of the housewives will be like, oh, we need to go on a trip.
Yes.
I think we should all go on a trip. No, this was Vicky saying, I'm in Florida. How about you guys come down and hang with me? Like, not like, oh, let's all, I think we should get away. Oh, okay. How, you know, no, it wasn't like a group effort. Like, it was, you were invited and then you chose to, like, well, like, if you were going to bring your nannies and stuff. Yeah. Like, no.
All right. I have the most two comments on Tamra and Lynn. I think we should save Lynn for last because she's got such a storyline. Obviously, Tamra's storyline this season is her and Simon's relationship falling apart. And one big thing, too, I completely forgot about this because towards the end of the season, it's so much on, like, Tamra and Simon that he wants the son, Ryan, to apologize to him. But he wants it done via Facebook because that's where he said the things, which to me makes no sense because it's like, okay, he said it there, but here's my thing. That's, to me, is impersonable, and now you can't tell if he's being genuine either way. I don't think he would have been genuine either way, but, like...
I'm happy that Ryan never cowered down to this guy because I think he always saw what kind of person he was. I think he knew this, but he knew his mother was never going to... Because when his mother even asked him, when Tamara said to him, oh, you think I'm making a mistake? And he said, well, you're doing it for love, I guess. But you could tell he did not approve. No. But he was not going to tell his mother what to do because he doesn't like her telling him what to do about his tattoos, which I respected that, but he should have stopped her.
Yeah, come on.
He should have stopped
her. At least if you should have said, no, not the pink. Go
it's
for
hard
the
to remove. Yeah,
go for a different color.
So I'm sure he knows that, but
at least,
it's just,
he could have at least done that. What the hell? Okay, sorry, the neighbors, if you couldn't hear the TV, just sounded like it was like speaking to us like an AI. Also, one thing too, the same thing, it was like a pool party. Simon wouldn't let the daughter... So creepy though. Sorry, it's the TV, it's freaking me out. Simon wouldn't let the daughter be in the pool where the people were drinking. Yeah. And it's like,
I get it was Ryan again.
I get he doesn't like Ryan, but and now a dog fight in the house. But me personally, I mean, listen, he could, but I don't think Ryan would. This damn dog would. It's like Cooper. It's like Cooper's so peaceful and sleeping.
It gets her so flustered.
It's Cooper's peacefully sleeping, and then now I got this dog interrupting me. Who the hell is that? No, but I don't think Ryan would ever give a kid, like, especially Tamara's daughter, alcohol because he knows that at that point Tamara would never forgive him.
But they're never gonna do that anyway. If they're they were at Vicky's house, wasn't it Vicky's house?
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember whose it was, but I'm just saying. Well, he was in the pool with his beer, but like,
it was
I don't
picture
like, giving the kid like, here, have some of my beer or something. He knows if he did that, Tamara would never, ever, ever talk to him again. That would be it, like, for him. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he would do it. It's his little sister. No, like, I don't think he's.
And then also there's another thing too. This is where I feel like Simon really tried to, like, he was overboard, and it sounds stupid what I'm gonna say. They were cleaning out the garage, and he's like, no, I need those tennis shoes. And she's like, all the different colors. Like, yeah, I need them. They're different colors. But she had like bags of clothes, and he was like, no, those gotta go. He's like, they got tags on them. They gotta go. But you need the same tennis shoe in like 4 different colors, but she can't keep the clothes. At least, I hope you put them up on, I don't know, what was the Poshmark back in the day.
I don't know if there was such a thing.
And then also...
Let's see if this charges. This is something...
Your charger's broken too? No. Mine's broken too.
No, it's just my phone doesn't seem like it's charging. It's been on... I feel like it's been on 78 for like forever.
We have iPhone 7s. And then I literally... I texted you this. I was typing and I'm watching Tamara get the tattoo, and I just was like, Tamara, why? You're a fool for doing this. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously I have enough context to know that she gets with somebody else, but...
Everybody knows about the curse.
And then I'm typing, I'm like, there's 2 things, this is literally 2 things that lead to divorce. Tattoos and vow renewals. And then she literally said, as soon as I finished typing, she's like, yeah, so I know this kind of, typically means immediate divorce. I'm like, yeah, I literally just wrote that, Tamara. And also, we didn't mention it, but Vicky does vow renewals with Dawn this season, which leads to divorce. They're my 2 affirmative beliefs, because you only do that stuff when you're trying to make up for no connection. Ramona. I mean, we could go down a list of them.
It's any kind of vows on camera.
Yeah, because I don't think in
Bethany,
real life.
Luann. I mean, there's a ton of them.
There's so many of them. There's just...
Nene Leaks. They all did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more that we're missing too.
I'm trying to think of who else did it. Shannon Bedore.
There was somebody on Beverly Hills, one of the early seasons. Oh, Camille? Was it Camille or Taylor? I thought it was one of those 2.
Camille.
It's Camille, right?
No, but Camille got married. She's not divorced yet.
No, Camille, I'm saying to the original husband.
No, I don't think they did.
I thought her and Kelsey got...
I don't think they did.
I thought it was one of those 2. And then, to me, just in in general, it was kind of crazy, though, to watch Simon manipulate Tamara into these things.
Yeah.
It was so weird, because it's like that, to watching the season felt like something that they would use in, like, a toxic relationship class.
Well, that's what they were saying.
Because he would just always be like, right, look at me, right.
Well, he was like that, because when you watch him that one day, I don't know whose house they were at.
I mean, the finale party, he did it. I mean, he did it everywhere.
What was the one where he went up to Lynn's house, when he went up to Vicky?
Yeah, the party at Lynn's.
And just started attacking her. Like, she knew she wanted to stick up for Vicky, but
she was scared.
I mean, she was drinking, so I know that makes her for an easy pushover, but, like, he was just like...
He, like, pulls her into this, like, weird hug, and he's like, right.
And then she's like, yeah, I just want to be with you. You gotta
fix yourself.
I just want to be with you, or whatever. Because she, like, is, like, trying to, like, I think make it nice or whatever. I don't know. I think she really thought she could make it work. And it was just never going to work.
My thing is, he always, his one thing was, like, my relationship was fine before Vicky came into it. Like, well, like you said, it could have been the financial thing. But even if this was their relationship the whole time, which it probably was a little bit... I think he now got comfortable on the cameras, maybe. But in my opinion, yeah, because if Vicky or somebody never showed Tamara, like, you know...
What her life could be like, yeah.
Yeah, or what the...
Or this is wrong, you're being controlled.
Yeah, like, look at what's going on.
I want to say Alexis gets a divorce, too.
I mean, I would hope so.
I think she did. I can't remember, but I thought she did.
And in the end, obviously, at the reunion... The biggest thing that happened at the reunion is that she confirms her and Simon are getting divorced, which he filed for a divorce, which I think is crazy that he did and she didn't do it.
Yeah.
I just think it was more probably like he wanted to make her look even worse than she already...
Yeah, she's divorced.
Yep. Well, good for her. All right. Oh, that's... Yeah, they're playing Call of Duty in there.
You think?
We'll move on to Lynn now, who is so kooky. Her season is truly her husband lying to her and getting evicted. That's really their main storyline. I think one of my...
and the girl's drinking.
Oh, and the girl's drinking, yeah. I mean, that's still carried through.
Freaking defiant.
Speaking of the kids, she has a youthologist come in. Never heard of one of those. Those sound like one of those, like when you have, like, on your resume, it's like you have, like, a kind of basic job that you have to, like, boost up, and it's something. And she's like, yeah, I'm a youthologist. I'm telling you, not Google, but where I type in all my notes, they had no clue what a youthologist. They wanted to put a pathologist or something in there. I'm like, nope, it's a youthologist. Get with the times, Google. And I told you this. I think, what's the daughter's name? Alexis? The younger one, not the older
Alexis.
one. I have a theory that she must have either overheard the dad or found somehow that this house was going to be evicted from, or just knew something, because when Lynn tells her that her and the other daughter are going to get a nose and a facelift, she kind of like freaks out about it. Like, to me, that makes me feel like maybe she knew something, because why are you freaking out that they're getting, you know what I mean?
She was saying she was complaining about spending the money or something. I don't know if they knew. I just think...
I don't know. It's just weird to me that this one daughter always freaked out about it.
I think they had a clue, because she said to the dad, we've always moved around. Nobody I know has moved this much.
Yeah.
But it's like, why were we moving this much? Like, was dad up to something always, and he just didn't get caught those times? Or
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, because it was kind of weird that she freaked out over this. Speaking of the facelift, sorry, Lynn, but you wasted your money. You look exactly the same, in my opinion. What
was that?
I don't know. I just pressed a button on the keyboard and made a weird sound. Like, there are some things where, like, by her eye, you can see that it's a little bit tighter where they might have pulled it. But, like, genuinely looking at her, I don't see a difference. Even in the daughter, didn't really see her nose that well, but it kind of seemed like they probably should have used that for the deposit on the house.
Yeah. Well, that's what she was saying. Like, I guess that's the new boyfriend there.
Who, Alexis is?
Mm-hmm. I remember what happened to her, that she started getting a career and he didn't like it.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see that. And then another big thing that happens with the kids, Gretchen says that she sees something with the daughter Alexis. And she asked Lynn, can I go and speak to your daughter?
But Lynn is freaking crazy. So
I know. So I'm thinking. Yeah. But here's my thing. I was just keeping that she was normal. No, but Gretchen goes to her and says, "I want to speak to your daughter. Is that okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then she goes and speaks to the daughter, and she completely gaslights Gretchen into being like, "This is not okay. Why would you touch him?" All this like stuff, and it's like,
even the daughter did it.
No, I know, but like, she was just like, and nobody brings it up that Gretchen asked before she went and talked to the daughter.
Well, she did. She did in the end when they brought them back together to like try to like smooth it out. She said to her when she invited them over to the house to eat. She said, "I called you and asked you, Lynn, like, can I meet with her? Is that okay?" And I said, "I'll call you and tell you all the all the secrets and dish." So, like, I don't know what the problem was, except that the daughter went back and made it sound like, she was asking me all sorts of questions that I felt so uncomfortable for. I didn't know what that was about or whatever. You knew damn well what it was about.
Yeah. And the big point of the season, obviously, the getting served, which to me, it's just, I even said to you, how did this camera crew know that this was going to, like, happen at this exact moment? That they were just there following up the guy?
Yeah, I think someone tipped them off. Or they were probably waiting outside or something, and
they could have been getting ready to go in and film and saw this guy walk up and stop them. So
and asked what you do, and he said, "I'm going to serve them." And they're like, "Oh, I'm camera crew. Can we put you on?" I guarantee the person said yes.
Yeah, why not?
Because now it's proof that he served them.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just that. I mean, that was crazy.
So it turned out that they got served because we couldn't figure this out either because we knew they were renting this house. And it turned out that they got served because they required a $10,000 deposit.
Yeah, the security
on the house that he never paid.
Why would they let him move in though without giving the security?
Probably thinking it was coming or something like that because Lynn said they were paying the rent, so they probably figured, all right, well he's paying the rent, so like obviously, he's gonna get us our check or whatever. Yeah. And it didn't work out.
That is weird. My favorite though is while they're doing this, the daughter walks in with the paper and she's like, "What is going on? I'm like so hungover right now." Like, just keeping that story arc for herself consistent. And then the best part is too, she's like on the phone with the mom, like, "What's going on?" And they have the other daughter hiding under the blanket. The note's now on the floor, and the camera crew just zooms in on the note, zooms in on the girl, zooms in on her on the phone.
I know.
And while she's on the phone, she's like giving them the middle finger so that they'll stop filming. But it's like they know what they just hit. The jackpot of the century. Hello? Someone's calling me? The call? Oh my god! I'm getting hit on every front by this phone call, and it says
that was the first bravo I think ever. That was that girl with the middle finger.
Yeah,
she was an originator.
And here, look, I literally said I think Lynn is just so lost and confused all the time. But it also because when it feels like she's playing like an act. I said, but
sometimes I think
she's drumming it up.
I don't think she's playing an act. I think she thinks I have to do better because I'm looking so bad. That I think she tries to make herself look better, and she just makes herself look freaking crazy. Because when the daughter finally came in for the youthology thing, she just starts attacking her, going, "Well, what's going on? Where were you? What are you doing? What's up? What's wrong?" And like the daughter's not getting upset, like, and she's asking her all these weird questions, and it's like, wait, what are you doing? She just told you she was coming back. Like, so, like,
I don't know.
It's weird in general that the way she does
kids are begging her to be grounded, like,
and then when she does it, they don't want it. So they're also crazy. So there you go.
Which I wrote in my notes because the whole 2 seasons, I cannot look at Lynn without thinking that she looks like Lori Loughlin.
Yeah,
and I said she's basically the opposite of Lori Loughlin. She may look exactly like her, but she has no clue how to execute a crime. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
I think I'm gonna put some ice cream on some Tate's cookies. Oh
my god!
I was just thinking about.
All right, well, I have a few more thoughts. You could get right to your cookies and ice cream in a second.
I think that would be delicious. Sissy, you down with it?
One of the things, her and the husband go and talk about the note. And one thing is, he's talking to her and he's like, obviously he liked her, but
for a minute.
Well, because he's making valid points about, he's like, you're putting this high pressure on us to live in these really nice places. And there's like this face that she makes when she lies, because she made it when she was telling Gretchen about this stuff. She was like, no, I don't. Like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. She has like, there's some people that have a lying face.
Considering that she went and like, said she got paid, and so she bought a $1,000 leather jacket, and all the girls are like, but you don't have a place to live. Like, what, are you gonna live in the jacket? Like, I thought that to myself too. Like, no, you should be taking that money as a down payment for some place to live for you and your girls or something. But like, no, she was just like, no, let me get the $1,000 jacket and keep it moving or whatever. I don't know, but I felt bad for him when he was trying to explain to her, because she was just like, she just kept cutting him off, but in the worst possible.
And it wasn't even helpful what she was trying to say.
It wasn't.
It wasn't like he was lying. Like, he was telling her the truth. Yeah. I mean, the truth as far as we know it. But, like, it wasn't like he was like, yeah, well, I don't know. And she was just like, why would you do this? And you said we were up on the payments and we were good on the payments. What are you talking about? What are you on? It was just crazy. The best part, though, is after in the end, the husband's like, I feel a vacation coming soon, to the daughter. Why would you even say that? That's horrible to say to that poor girl. Like, yeah, I feel a vacation in our future.
But that's because I think they're constant pleasers, and they're not doing the right thing by these kids. They should be like, look, times are tough, things are hard, sell your freaking car because we need that money.
She didn't have a car, that girl. Well,
the other one, like, I think he needs to be like up front with all these girls and be like, listen,
stop buying alcohol.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. But my favorite though is like, why are you like, you're not even paying rent, truly. And I know. Because he doesn't even end up going and live somewhere. He goes and stays in a resort.
And I'm like, because that was the best, was when Tamara said to him, she said, oh, where's the girls or something? And she said, oh, they're
at Frank's pool.
Frank's pool. And he's like, oh, yeah? She's like, yeah, no, he's staying at the spa resort. And she's like, and you're over here at your mother's? And it's like, I mean, her mother didn't look like she had a bad house.
Well, yeah, she's at her mother's because she bought the leather jacket.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just absolutely
crazy. I know I was saying last week that in the season 3 that I was like, they're boring. Season 5 was a lot better. And I think we're just gonna keep going up, because I think season 7's when Heather Dubrow arrives.
No,
you gotta keep going. Shannon's not even here yet.
No, God, no.
So I think we're only going up, and then I think once Vicky and Tamara, we're gonna have to dive back down a little bit, but then hopefully we'll come back up now with the season 17 arriving.
And then we're getting closer to what's his name?
Who?
Brooks.
Oh yeah, we're actually really close, because I think the tell-all's in like season 11, so it sounds like we're not close because we're on 4 and 5, but you know, crazy. It's close.
It's crazy. So are we good?
Yeah, unless you have any other thoughts.
Shut it.
All right, so on Sunday we'll be back to do season 6, and then hopefully every weekend basically we're gonna do 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know how to do math, I hope. So that's
we don't.
No.
They'll never take our math at face value.
No, not at all. And just this past Friday, we posted our last episode for Andor. It's officially done. All of our episodes
so
up.
Sad.
But next Friday, we're going to be doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Woohoo! I love those little specials. I just think because it's like seeing a teacher dressed in normal clothes. It's like, out of their element.
True. And on Monday, every Monday, we post our weekly podcast where we talk about the shows that we watch separately, and then we spin a wheel and we talk about pop culture news.
Are we going to talk about our next surprise in our Monday podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also on this upcoming Wednesday, on this upcoming Wednesday, we're going to be releasing... I was just
asking, how are you guys now?
Oh. On our upcoming podcast on Wednesday, we're going to be doing 10 of Anne Hathaway's best movies. Pop. So we're going to be doing her best 10 movies in honor of her birthday this month. And that's all we have. Do you know
actually what day her birthday is?
November 12th. But we post our bonus episodes on the end of the month. It's fine. I think that's all. So you guys can give us a 4 or a 5. 4 if you think we have to improve, a 5 if you know we're gonna improve. So you might as well just leave the 5 because you can't change your scores, and we're gonna improve. And whatever your thing says, subscribe or follow, hit that button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss it. Because what if we upload another random bonus episode? We won't. But what if we do? You don't know what our schedule holds because we don't even know. All right. Well, we gotta end this before you do fall asleep.
If you're on still early.
If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down, and still leave a comment telling us how we can improve. No, I didn't. I said you got to subscribe and turn on the notifications.
I'm trying to save you people, but I can't.
And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, or thank you for listening. Say the line.
Hit the button, please, so I can read this text.